Hey everybody, it's Justin with Neely Detailing, and today I'm going to be doing an iron removal on this truck right here. So it's a 2014 Toyota Tundra. This vehicle is going to get a full makeover, so it's going to get a single stage paint correction, and one of the first steps I'm going to do is iron removal, and for that we're going to try out something I haven't tried before. So Chemical Guys Decon Pro iron surface cleaner, iron decontamination. I'm sorry, iron decontaminator. Let me say that twice or 5 times fast. Anyway, so the goal here is to see how this works. I've used a lot of other products, and you know, I want to see if this one kind of stands up to any of those. It happened to be something that I figured I would give it a shot, and worst case scenario, you know, I'll always go back to my standbys. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so again, we have Iron Decon Pro. So it says to mist it onto the surface or spray it onto the surface and let it dwell for 3 to 5 minutes, then rinse it off. Or it says to scrub. I'm not going to scrub because I don't want to scrub dirt into the surface. So I'm going to put it on the surface as is. I'm just going to spray it on, rinse it off, and let's see how this thing does compared to other products that I've used. All right, so we're going to do probably one side at a time, just because we don't want it to dry on the surface. It's one thing that it does say is do not let it dry on the surface. So maybe we do this side first, spray it on there well. Oh yeah, it smells terrible. It's pretty typical. I don't know if this bottle is going to make it onto the entire vehicle, so we'll see. See what happens. Oh man, whew, that's pretty bad. Oh man, it stinks. Let's just say the stink is proving to be as bad as anything I've used. It's pretty bad. It's really bad, actually. Golly. Need a half a gallon for this big old truck. Jeez. So I've read good and bad reviews on this, and sometimes you don't know until you try it yourself. So as you can see already, there's some purple happening there. The other thing is, I don't know if this has ever been done on this vehicle, so I would expect there to be some iron contamination on this thing. That would be my expectation anyways. Oh god. Whew. That is just absolutely terrible. At this point, my suggestion to Chemical Guys would be maybe throw some fragrance in there, because this stinks really bad. God. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hit the wheels lightly. I don't want to use up all the product because I want to do the other side as well. But okay, so you can already see some purple coming through here. Light purple. There's a lot around the emblems, and down in here, of course. Oh yeah, see, it's all over the place. So I'm glad I'm doing this. So the process I typically like to use is I'll use iron out, and then I'll give it a quick wash, and then I'll do a clay bar, then I'll do a full wash, and then I'll get into the paint correction side of it. Oh yeah. So I don't know if this is picking it up, but you can see all kinds of red speckles everywhere. So this thing is just covered in iron, and it would appear that this is working pretty well. Give it another minute, but we don't want it to dry. So see about the back here. Kind of hard to tell, but yes, it is removing the iron. All right, let's hose it off. I gotta say, I'm impressed. It worked really well. Okay, let's get on to the rest of this thing. I know it says put on dry, but there's just a little bit of water, so it should be okay. Just dilute it slightly. But I don't want to retire on this thing either, so I need to keep moving. By the way, let me know if you'd like to see a full video of this thing getting detailed from beginning to end. So clay bar, polishing, the whole kind of 9 yards. Glad the wind's going the other way, because this stuff is terribly stinky. I'd say the only problem with that is the considering there's wind, the chances of this stuff drying quicker than 3 to 5 minutes is pretty high. Oh, man. Woo! God, that's freaking terrible. I will say that typically I like to put this in some kind of a sprayer, be it an IK foamer or Chemical Guys has a sprayer. There's, of course, many sprayers on the market, but I prefer to use this stuff in a sprayer. You put it on quicker and it goes on a bit more evenly, I would say. I guess depending on how your aim is. Why not put it in the tip? That's also going to get polished. All the plastic's going to get restored. All the chrome's going to get a proper polish and coating. Wheels, I may polish the wheels. So we'll see how that goes. See if we can bring it back to its former glory. This is a 2014, by the way, in case I didn't mention it earlier. Just want to make sure I've got enough on here. God, this stinks so bad. Oh man. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's take a look. I'm not sure if it's picking it up, but it's like, it's almost a purple haze because there's so much iron on the surfaces. Much more difficult to see on the chrome and the plastic for sure. But white is of course the best case scenario because you can see it easiest. But it's everywhere. So I'm glad I'm doing this step, even though I do this step regardless if I'm gonna do a polish. Whether it's a single stage or a multi-stage correction, they all get this process. And one thing that I see quite a bit that I do not do is I do not clay bar every vehicle I do. You're scratching the paint and everything else. I just don't think it makes sense, so I don't do that. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and spray it down. Yeah, you can see it coming off as I'm spraying. Oh yeah, you can see all the purple. Okay, so my impressions are, I'd say did a pretty darn good job. Pretty darn good. We'll see how it looks after I clay bar it, just because I know that's going to take out some more contamination, but as a general rule, I would say it did pretty darn good. So that being said, yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see the full detail. And when I say full detail, this includes everything up to ceramic coating. So I'm only going to do a single stage paint correction on it because that's all it really needs. It's not scratched heavily or anything. I'm going to clean it very well first. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see the full detail, and I will gladly throw that together as I'm going along here. On that note, hope you're having a great day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Oh yeah, and don't forget to keep it neat.